this is Jeff Scott of Blackhawk Technical College. As promised, I'm going to retape the lectures for Joomla 3, a clear hands-on guide to creating perfect content-managed websites with the free Joomla CMS Beginner's Guide by Eric Tigler. And what I'm going to do right now is go over Chapter 1, not real much in it, a new and easy way to build websites, talking to you about why you should choose Joomla and what they're going to talk about in the book. Again, I plan on doing 12 different tapes. I'm going to recreate Joomla, and I'm going to recreate the entire website and try as much as I can to make it look the way the author did. All right? So, onward and upward. So, we're on page 7, in introduction. As it says, a new way to build. Again, several of you are now working on websites for your internship or a project or something else, even the project for this class, and as it says, you want to build a website, should look great and be easy to maintain. Keeping it up to date should be effortless. Well, when you are creating a website with a package like Joomla, one of the advantages of doing that, let me close that, one of the advantages of doing it is, again, it's set up in many ways for the end user. It's set up to be fairly simplistic to use. Alright, and that's why I picked this book. That's why I decided to pick this topic for the class. So the author says, when it comes to creating a great professional looking site, you can't beat a CMS, content management system like Joomla. What you've noticed is we haven't written any code. We have gone in and tweaked some of the CSS, but we haven't written any PHP code. We haven't had to change any PHP code for the entire book. So, as the author says here, they're going to try to get you to join the CMS revolution. All right. Here is the author's formal definition of a CMS. Let's just take a look at all of it here. An application that runs on a web server, allowing you to develop and maintain a website online. As it says, in short, a CMS makes it possible to build sites that would normally involve a full team of web professionals, and you can do it with one person. So a CMS is really a set of scripts written in PHP, in this case, that uses a database to store the content of the website. All right. So again, they're trying to sell you on it, and some of the things that a CMS allows you to do, like creating contact forms, picture galleries, etc. All right, and it's free. Okay. Again, Joomla is open source. We've talked about what open source means before. Why should you use it? Here's still, I think, the number one reason. People tend to choose it because they find it fairly easy to use. And if it's not Joomla, it might be a package like WordPress, which is in many ways similar. Adding new features is fairly simple, and many times it's just a point and click. It's easy to change a site's appearance. You've seen this as we've gone through the book. Adding a new template. The current version now is, I think, 3.3.4, and as you've seen, every time they go and add a new feature, all right, there are new things that, and revisions of existing things to make it even more powerful. Some of the other advantages of a state-of-the-art CMS, fairly simplistic and fairly seamless to add or edit content and keep it organized. It automates you keeping your hyperlinks up to date. You don't have to maintain the site all by yourself. As you've seen in some of the later chapters, you can give permissions to other people to do things on either the front end or the back end or on both. So what kind of sites can you build? The author came up here and said, go out to http://community.joomla.org/showcase. And that's pretty much what the rest of the chapter was about. Trying to bring that up here, and I don't know if it's going to come up or not. There it is. All right, the Joomla Community Showcase, which is, again, another one that you can look for, or towards, or at, if you want to get some advice, so to speak. Here's some examples. Again, the Alliance for Catholic Education, which is ace.nd.edu. Now, I think you're all smart enough to realize this, that just because it shows a picture as they do on page 10 in your book, that doesn't mean that it hasn't changed, and that it may not, may look quite a bit different when you go out there right now. You see that the picture, for example, on the front here is different. All right. But notice as you go look through this, very powerful stuff built with Joomla. All right. A couple of the other ones that they show here, M&H architectures, and I think a couple of these too, when I tried to go through them, either weren't there or didn't look the same. It says forbidden. Let's see if we do this. What if we search for M plus H architects? It's changed to mha.us.com. And again, you can see that the, at least right here, it looks fairly similar to what we'd seen before. You know, they've got a slideshow. Previously, they had just a picture, but you can, again, see some of the stuff that's in here. They mentioned the Guggenheim. While I'm waiting for that to load, there it is. Again, it looks different, as we mentioned, from what you saw before, but not that different. All right, when you take a look at it, the picture here, articles, all right, some of the stuff to view right now, very similar really in many ways to what you see on page 11 in your book. And then finally this Dutch event company, which was PUUR special events dot, I don't know if that's N1 or NL. I think it's NL, but we'll see. How about if we do it this way? It was nil, and there it is. All right, you can see there's quite a few differences now the way that it looks as opposed to the way it shows on page 11. Okay? All right, we never really went through these in class, and I just wanted to quickly show them to you. But again, community.joomla.org/showcase. And this is your first effort into this, so I'm not expecting yours to look, you know, of the quality of what they show in the book. All right, if you're looking for some inspiration, again, community.joomla.org showcase, or go to the bestofjoomla.com and look at the best of sites selection. So we could go out there also. Somewhere out here they should have a best of. I'm a monster of best of Joomla. Best of Joomla templates. So you see there's some templates. All right, if you want to go out and try to grab some of those or one of those. All right. Learning to use Joomla. As it says, working with any CMS is different from building websites because we're looking at things in a different way. As you know, this book walks you through the entire act of creating a site, but it really does go beyond that, because what the author does is also go through virtually every feature that's in just about every Joomla menu there is. All right. As it says, and you've seen this, it's a learn by doing type of book. In the first few chapters, we're going to learn to install Joomla, take a tour of the system, get a feel for what it's like, and then we'll go in and do some of the stuff as shown here on page 13 in the book. Again, it's not my goal to sit there and read to you. All right. So as they say right there, the current version was 3 when the book was starting to be made. I thought that when I checked last time, there, I thought it was 3.3.4, but again, that was a week or so ago, so it could even be something more than that. Now remember, please, while you're going through this stuff, that if we go out to the P drive for the class, I don't have very much more to say in this particular chapter. But if you go out here and we go out to PDFs, I have a few things out there. All right, there's J3N, which is Joomla 3 in 10 easy steps. There's our beginner's guide, our book. And I've also got this thing, 65 pages, Joomla 3 Newbie's Guide. Take a look at those, and if they can help you, great. So, go to download, and I'll be doing this again in the next chapter. Why the system is running this slowly today, but it is. Still says it's 3.3.6, so it's even later than the last time I looked at it, which was 3.3.4. All right. About the example site on page 14, again, we're going to be building that Corba site. I'm going to do what I can to make mine look like what you see in the book. All right, throughout as we're going through here. So you see it there, we see it again here, etc. As mentioned on the bottom of page 15, the Corba site is a good example of what you can do with Joomla. We'll start with something basic, as you know, and keep adding to it and making it more complex and, or as the author says, sophisticated as we go. All right, so here we were just introduced to Joomla. Throughout the rest of the book, we'll build this sample Corba site step by step. And in the next chapter, we'll get Joomla up and running. So what I showed you on here, we just went over chapter 1. Tomorrow I'm going to go do chapter 2. All right, get Joomla up and running. And if there's time, maybe even go into chapter 3. All right, getting to know Joomla. And if I don't, then I'm going to do that on Thursday. All right, I'll probably end up doing about a chapter a day, and that'll take me a week or two then to get this all up to date. Okay? Be back at you at chapter 2 tomorrow.